All right, welcome back, everybody. Dr. Azad, welcome back to the show. How are you today?
I'm well, Andrew. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, look, appreciate you being on the show. And for those of you guys that are new to the show or just now tuning in or haven't seen, we've interviewed Dr. Azad a couple of times. She owns a commercial real estate firm that invests primarily in, I mean, really, it may be exclusively in retail real estate, Class A across the Southeast. And Dr. Azad, I'd like to, kind of develop a topic around, market analysis and underwriting. How do you guys approach a new market to invest in? You mentioned that you're primarily across the Southeast. Are you just looking in the geographic area of those states in that region?
So I'm I'm a Texan first, American second. So I I tend to buy south of the Mason-Dixon. I'm Southern, so I like keeping my money in the South. But I'm actually starting to expand and move generally slowly out of that as we get bigger. And now that I've just entered the institutional realm, and I'm now looking at starting to get institutional funds, and now we're talking hundreds and hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, we're going to start playing that game. I love real estate because it's just a series of games. Whether you're doing inner city, you're doing suburban, you're doing, skyscraper, it's just a series of fun games. So now we've done well enough to start entering into the fun institutional game. So I tend to buy and stay in the South. I buy, I say I'm a specialist. I buy one specific type of retail product consistently and have become an expert at it so that my investors make a lot of money because I know exactly what I'm doing. In fact, I now, thankfully, in the last probably 5 to 7 years, I get flooded with offering memorandums. So whether it's CBRE, Cushman Wakefield, Marcus Millichek, JLL, the biggest houses in the country now come to me. And I know most of their large brokers because they now know what an Azad deal looks like, Five Rivers deal looks like.
Yep.
We want it to be risk mitigated. So we want it to be outside of a major city, 20 to 40 miles. I want it to be a bedroom community, meaning I want upper middle class money coming at it and buying.
Yep.
I want there to be a strong economic base, not just, so I have 4 or 5 state capitals that I tend to buy in because I know that government is always going to make money. There's always going to be government workers that will spend money, right? That's trying to do economic base.
Yep.
There's a lot of automotive manufacturing now going on, no matter whether you're a foreign car or you're an, American in the South. So it has to have a strong 2 or 3 or 4 prong economic base. It has to have a good demographic, meaning there have to be, I track how many elementary school permits have been pulled. I track what the demographics are for the age demographic. I track how many hospitals there are in the area, how many urgent care facilities there are in the area. The more urgent care, the younger the demographic is. The more VA hospitals and nursing homes, then you're aging out and you're not going to have as strong a buying power for the next 20, 30 years. When I go look at a property, I go and I spend a few days there. I go and I look at the rooftops. What are the cars that are parked outside? You can see when you go through a city, as the houses get older, as the cars get older, about every 1 to 3 miles, whether there's new shopping, whether the movement is in that part of town. So we evaluate a lot of specs, whether they're boots on ground specs that we see from going and seeing the area and the schools and the employment base. But I also go and I go into every store and I talk to the clerks. I look at the the cars, are they full? I look at how the product in the stores have been staged. If you've got good merchandising, that store is on the ball and they're doing well. So we evaluate from lots of different things. and we want to make sure that there's longevity to that cash flow that's going to be coming in. So we use a lot of different, I also use cell phones. I track the heat signatures. I can see how long they're on campus, where they move. If we know that they've been on campus longer than 46 minutes, it's likely that they've gone to 2 locations. When I do marketing events at my, I've
That's
spent the
amazing.
last 4 or 5 years doing lifestyle centers. So we do Puppy Palooza. We're on TV. We do Christmas events and parades, and
Oh, nice.
you know, we have a little house that we built, a tiny home where Santa is actually there, and we have the kids come in
I
photographs together.
love that.
But if I'm going to be spending, you know, $300,000 a year in marketing budget,
Yeah.
I want to track that the reason I'm spending that for that tenant, that it's drawing customers to that
Right.
tenant. I better see those cell phones, not just that day, but there better be an uptick over the next month or 2.
Yeah.
And so when a tenant comes and wants to negotiate, like, oh, woe is me, I need a rent decrease. Really? Let me look at the cell phone sitting outside your parking lot.
Amazing. I mean,
But
that's a lot of analysis that goes into, managing your portfolio, the cell phone data. I did not know when I'm walking around a shopping center that the owner is tracking me and seeing how long I'm on campus. That is news to me on that
oh
side of
yeah,
it.
the
What?
data is our friend. In fact, the last 6 months, I started a new division, and we do data centers now. We did one for, and it came out of retail actually.
Yeah.
Bed Bath and Beyond. I had 4 of them. Went through bankruptcy.
Yep.
I was like, okay, and I didn't know that you could sell leases. I was doing a lease with Barnes and Nobles, and then before I knew it, they bought out the lease that I had with Bed Bath and Beyond and came in at a lower rent. And I was like, what the? So then I was like, oh, I can raid a company for other stuff. Found out
Crazy.
that Bed Bath and Beyond had a recovery data center in North Carolina. It was
Wow.
$32 million, and I got it for 4. Right?
What?
Yeah. So my
Amazing.
investors made serious bank on it.
Absolutely.
So now we do data centers. I'm about to close in my 3rd one. And it's phenomenally lucrative. And my investors really like it because it gives us a little bit of a diversification and again,
Yeah.
risk mitigation.
That's wild. So it sounds like, on the market research and the underwriting, it sounds like it's half data driven, but half, how do you feel? Right. So it sounds like you're going to the location and just talking to people and looking at cars.
Yes, I look at everything and I talk to the shoppers. I will be in the parking lot, you know, pushing along a grocery cart, and I'll just talk to whoever's there. And I'll
Yeah.
ask them, why do you shop here? Do you like it? What do you like about it? Why do you like it? How
Yeah.
often do you shop here? I also believe in grassroots ownership.
Yeah.
Every time I go and I look at a property to buy, I want shoppers who shop there to own where they're shopping.
Sure.
I don't want the conglomerates to be making money on us anymore. I want people to be making money on themselves.
I love
So,
that.
yeah, there's a lot of analysis that goes into it, but a lot of it is just common sense.
Yeah.
You go there, you look around, and you ask yourself, is this somewhere that I'd like to shop?
Yep.
Does it look busy? Does it look bustling? Does it
Yep.
look healthy? Just like when
That's
I was a doctor and I was taking a pulse and I was doing vital signs, it's the same kind of perspective, but on a shopping center.
how does somebody, or how do you keep up with, or is it even worth keeping up with, commercial real estate market trends? I mean, it sounds like as an owner, you're on the forefront of the trend. So you just look at your own portfolio. Are there outside resources that you do use to see kind of where people think the market's going?
Oh yeah, there's great periodicals. Biz Now is a phenomenal, it's about 11, 12 million readership.
Yep.
They usually stay on top of trends. They've got a section that does just retail, just industrial, just multi mixed use. Just they've even got one for data centers now.
Yep.
So we have shout out for Biz Now. We Placer AI. That's the company. CoStar. That's
Yeah.
so there's all these repositories of data now. Data is a very powerful tool because what it is it's just imagine 1,000 of you using your eyeballs cataloging something, but now you can have it in one repository,
Yeah.
right? So it's just people looking at stuff, writing it down in one little section.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And I love the market trends. I didn't know that data centers were going to be such a big thing, but I paid attention because we are no longer a manufacturing country anymore.
Right.
So what did we transition to? Data. When we see the movie theaters that are kind of going down because everybody streams at home, there's no such thing as a cloud, right? It all sits on hardware somewhere.
Right.
So as we shop differently, I don't go and I buy movie tickets anymore. I buy streaming. Well, now that I shop differently, that means that that land isn't on physical land anymore. It's
Yeah.
now on a server somewhere
Amazing.
on land. So now it's not, it's still commercial real estate, but it's not dollars per square foot. Now it's dollars per kilowatt.
That's amazing.
That's the new tenure.
The new frontier. Give me, we got a couple minutes left. Give me your analysis on where do you think retail investments are heading over the next 10, 20 years? Do you see this as growth, as a growth opportunity? If so, where do you think it levels out? What do you think is going to happen?
I love being a landlord right now.
Yeah.
Love it. I've never had a better, I've never sat prettier being a landlord in 20 years. The 2008 crash sucked for the economy,
Yeah.
but it was amazing because the developers stopped one full cycle. So now when I had 4 Bed Bath and Beyonds go out, I had 3 Tuesday mornings go dark. I backfilled every single one of those locations within 2 to 3 months.
Wow.
Every single one gone. Now a new 10-year lease and at higher rent. It is a landlord's game right now.
Amazing.
Very lucky. We have never had high occupancy rates like we do right now in retail than ever before.
It's amazing.
Ever. Our cap rates, which is basically how valuable you think a piece of land is, it's
Yep.
basically collective, like, yeah, we think this is like worth this. Our cap rates, we've always bought in the 8s, 8.5s.
Yep.
We're doing really well. The money is good, the rent is good, the laws governing depreciation and being able to get that mailbox money basically tax free because you kick the can down the road so many generations that you've compounded your money that it pays the taxes for you. I encourage everybody I know, family, friends, strangers, get involved in investing.
Yep.
Reason I
Agreed.
like real estate and commercial, like you are so smart to be, touting about investing. Because if you look at, I love educating. I love educating my investors because I'm so passionate about what we do.
Yep.
When you go into S&P 500, in 100 years, it's basically a 9.6% return. When you go into, bonds, index funds, stocks, you have to pay taxes on all that.
Yep.
So even if you're making, REITs typically do the best. They've taken a hit. Typically they're like 11, and now they're about 6, 7. Okay, whatever you got, the max is about 10. You pay taxes on it. Now you're getting about 6. And
Yep.
that's if you're doing phenomenally well.
Yep.
Commercial real estate, you're going to be doing double digits for the most part, and you're not going to be paying taxes due to depreciation. You've got real estate is the only thing that allows appreciation of the asset, equity build. It allows depreciation of the asset, meaning you get cash flow that you don't have to pay taxes on, right?
Yep.
It is, you have leverage. You don't have to put down $100. You can
Right.
put down $20 for residential or $35 out of 100 for commercial. It allows you the opportunity to maximize and get the most bang for your buck than any other type of investment out there.
The biggest thing is to make sure that the person that you're investing in and the team is good at it, right? And they've
Yeah.
done it before, and they've got a great track record, which obviously you guys do at Five Rivers. So I've got the studio's flashing the big red lights at me to get off to go to a commercial break. So I got to go. But how do the people watching this show keep up with you?
So come on, visit us online. It's
Okay.
the number 5 Rivers, Rivers, CRE for commercial real estate. So 5rivers.com. We have an about us. There's a contact us. There's an invest with us. Give us a call. We have 4 offices nationwide now. I am always here,
Great.
so is my team. And we believe in the power of the American populace.
There
I
you go.
want every American I know to become wealthy.
True passion. Thank you for coming on the show again. We're going to head to a commercial break, everybody. We'll be right back.